Oh, you know, wait, no. I swear that why are you man doing that?
Is that the male version of Jax?
Why are you man doing that, bro? Yeah.
Nah, this is
One more time. One more time. Let me get the scoreline as well.
Yeah, it's a can't believe it face, isn't it? That's all, bro.
Yo. Hey, we're back for another episode of Big Six Bands. It is the UCL Tuesday review show. Of course, the Wednesday review show will be tomorrow. Where we're obviously going to talk about whether Man City can retain the Champions League. We're going to talk about Man City versus Red Star. We're going to talk about Newcastle versus Milan. And what are Man U going to do tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? Because it is going to be a bit techie for them. But obviously, Man United got the injuries too. But obviously, I'm joined by, obviously, Specs, repping Geordie Dread TV. Make sure you go and subscribe to his channel as well. I'm joined by G. Make sure you go subscribe to GTV. And obviously joined by Kaz. To make sure you go subscribe to NeverAFoul. Obviously, make sure you support the man, them support the gang. Even before you support me, support the gang. That's how we work over here. You know what I'm saying? So let's get that running. Obviously, man, what are we saying for a like goal today? Before we even get into it, are we saying 200 likes? A like 200?
Yeah. Calm. That's calm.
Anything less is a pure violation.
Yeah, that one. Personally, I wouldn't have it. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, I'm still spun by the fact that Lazio's goalkeeper scored a bullet header. The scenes, I was watching it during the stream, like it was just on NeverAFoul. The scenes were nuts. Man was doing Superman like this. It was crazy. And Bon Simeone, he deserved that just for being the prick that he is. Bon Simeone. It's hard, yo.
But Lazio are a decent team, though. Lazio are a decent team, you know. They're not no mugs.
But that is, you know, do you know how many accumulators got destroyed by that header?
Shout out Roms on that one, boy.
I can't lie. This season, Lazio have been shit, bro. Like,
they've been shit, but they're not mugs, though. I feel like I wouldn't underestimate them.
Yeah, it's one of them ones like you're not a bad man, but you're not wet.
But you know what it is? You know what Lazio?
Yeah.
Lazio this season are pretty much the equivalent of what Man United have been this season. It's the exact same replica.
Yeah.
Lazio to be doing a lot better, but they haven't really been clicking like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
it's true. It's true.
Too early days, bro.
Yeah, listen, do you know what though? Let's start with Newcastle, innit? And I'm gonna go with this comment from Hassan. There's no Specs, man. I'm not even violating, but from when I'm seeing Longstaff starting at the San Siro, that is crazy, bro. That's crazy.
It might seem crazy, but
Murphy and Longstaff are starting in at the San Siro. Did you not look at that starting lineup and think, yo, what are we doing here?
No. Well, in general, look, obviously we're there for a reason. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie. It did seem a little bit weird. Like, and people were ready for us really to start the mockery. Like, when we got Burns and Longstaff in there, this ain't no Champions League. Look, man, those same guys got us here, didn't it? So it's only right they try. I know it's not about loyalty. You got to put the best team out, but right now that is the team that we have to put out there. Surprised Murphy started. I thought Almiron would have been in there straight away, but he's been a bit hot on hold or cold. So yeah, man, that's what we had out there. With no Joe Linton, no Willock. Just had to go with it. And I heard Cass say in the, on his pod about, and a few others and more, I was getting a bit saying he's just a bit quiet and etc. Bro, our main problem is coming from the midfield at this moment in time, and that's where there's something. No, I'm doing that, bro. I'm doing that, bro. Hear me out. This is my team. I know my opinions.
70
but
million.
Trust me, bro.
70 million can't even go past Florenzi, fam.
Bro, our midfield is not doing the bits right now, bro. It ain't clicked. Tonali and all that ain't really clicked, and so that's what I see. If you're not feeding that up front, what are you supposed to do? You get what I'm saying? That was our main thing last year. You get what I'm saying? Going from the back, the middle. But each their own opinion. But I'm proud in a way. It was a hard watch. I'm not gonna lie. I was frustrated. Look, giving the ball away. Some players got leggy, but you know what? It's a new experience, even for the manager. San Siro away, hostile crowd, late preparations. Brother, I can't complain with a point. Trust me, that group is crazy. And I was naive before. last season thinking, this is a minor, man. The Gold Champions League, blah, blah. But now I'm actually in it and experiencing it as a fan. Boy, it's not going to be easy, boy.
Yeah, I'll be real. When I see Mbappe running at Trippier, I'm going to enjoy that. I'm personally going to enjoy that one, innit? But
you ain't even said the worst part yet. What about Dembele when he runs at Dan Burn?
I was waiting for you to say that.
When Osman Dembele is running at Daniel Burner.
No, Dan Burns needs to take a snap. I'll be real. Dan Burns needs to take, and most some other fans agree, he needs to take a seat for now, bro. Like, I think he needs to sit out for a bit. And as Cass said in his other pod, he needs to start being a bit more brave. And I know it's still early, but start using some of the other players, man. Give Hall a bit of, minutes and Livramento to get a little feel, because I don't know, man. The Burns right now, I think he should take a seat just for like a couple games, man. Try something different.
No,
but we've got the clean sheet. Got the clean sheet, so we can't be too harsh.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I think man. I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off. I think Newcastle personally should just exit this Champions League and give yourself the best chance of grabbing top 4 and going again. See, when you're getting Dortmund, PSG, and Milan. Remember, you faced the worst out of the 3, and you had one shot on target in the last 5 minutes of the game.
I hear that.
But understand, it's only going to get worse from here. So
no.
That's crazy.
I know man are going to tell me, oh, hold on, the first game blues, they're going to go into Listen, hear me out when I say this. Yeah? It's not just going to get worse, but your players were knackered after today's game. The amount of men that came off because they couldn't continue is going to be a detriment to the Premier League. And you're already about to go and face Man City in the Carabao. So you're out of that cup already. So again, we're 6 games in the new season, and we're already talking about hard reset. Go and get that top 4 and exit the Champions League gracefully. That is my take in it.
But we can't work that hard to get there.
Result, Mark, go on.
Bro, we're not there to just make up numbers, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Sorry, bro, Mark. Yeah, so I'm just saying, like, I hear in hindsight what you're saying. Like, you know what? You got there, good on you, concentrate on the Premier League now. But, bro, we worked so hard to get there. Whatever competition we're in, we got to try and compete. There's no point doing all that hard work and just to make up the numbers. We're there to compete. We're in the Champions League, and in every game, we just, what will be, bro. But it's an experience, and we've got to make the most of it. But I hear you in some sense.
But also as well, I'll keep it a buck. That group ain't popping at all. PSG are dead food. Dortmund are dead food. And Milan are probably, you said they're the worst. They're probably the best team in that group, in my personal opinion. I don't think PSG are that good. Bro, who else is better than Milan in that group? Well, you think PSG are good? Nah, come on, man. PSG ain't popping at all, bro.
They lost 3-2 at Nice at home, minute, right?
Have you, bro? I've man been watching PSG this season. PSG are so dead this season. I'm not saying that they are dead in a general sense, but PSG this season, as we're basing Lazio, same thing. We're watching PSG. PSG have been absolutely crap. They see like crap, like nothing is clicking, nothing's really working. Dortmund and Newcastle are probably the same level. Like I don't see that being like a madness.
All right, let me ask you then. What games have you watched for PSG this season? Let me know, because I'll
just the last game that they played. Just the last game that they played.
So you're already void. Danilo Pereira, whatever his name is, was playing centre back. Yeah, not Marquinhos, nothing like that. He wasn't even playing there. Not even.
What difference does Danilo play there then?
It's not a centre back, bro. He can play there, but he's not Marquinhos. If you go watch PSG's highlights, like, I couldn't watch all the PSG because that's watching Man City. But I go watch the highlights, bro. It looks controlled, innit? It just looked like a controlled performance, like a Luis Enrique. Yeah. But to say Milan, that's like me asking, like, Milan's been good in the league at the moment until they got slapped on a weekend. But if we're keeping it a buck, bro, come on. To say PSG, like Milan, are the best looking team in that group, I can't lie.
No. Again, hold on. I never said they're the best looking team in that group.
Well, you said they're the best. What?
They're the best team in that. I never said they're the best looking team. Anyone can. Brighton are play better football than Liverpool, but they're not better than Liverpool. You know what I'm saying?
Milan are not the best team in that group, man. I don't know what you're saying.
Bro, I'm not looking at PSG and sitting there thinking, you know what? PSG.
They just battered. Yeah. They just battered RC Lens. Yeah, go watch that game 3-1 and then Lyon 4-1. I think it was in the end. I watched both of them games. You'd be having a different bias towards it.
And then I watched the game, and then I watched the game that they lost at the weekend, and I was looking at that thinking, what, the same PSG?
It's just it's one game.
But then you're judging it. But this is what I'm saying, Kaz. We're judging it off of, let's say, 6 games or 5 games. Then
I am
exactly. So you've got 2 games that you've looked at and said, yeah, they look good. I've got the 1 game that I've looked at, which is the most recent game, and they don't look that good. So I'm looking at both of those games, and I'm sitting, or 3, let's say the 3 games, out of the 3 games that me and you have watched collectively from PSG, we're saying where you've got the 1-up in that 1 game, and we're using that as a barometer. We're not talking like PSG have won 5 out of 5. Now that's a different story. Now we can sit here and say that's different. PSG look really, really good. They're firing on all cylinders, etc., etc. We're talking about an extra game.
I watch. They beat I watched the AC Milan Torino game. That's their best game this season, easily. You go watch Roma. Roma's been piss poor. They ain't started great. Draws, a couple losses. And they even had a red card. AC Milan. Like, I'm not even. That's the barometer. I'm talking about the performance itself. Yeah, and then we'll go further than that. Yeah, then they get slapped by Inter. Then they put on that shit display. They got injuries. Don't get me wrong, but right now to think that they're the best team in that group, I think is delusion. But
no, I think they'll go through. I see PSG coming second.
He's got Hakimi, Mbappe, and all that, man. Yes, it might not click at the moment of time, but trust me, if you're Mbappe, bro, you're instantly better than Milan, bro. I don't even care. Milan's got their firepower is shockingly shit, fam. They even struggled against.
But we can't even keep doing this. They're fire because when Leao was burning up Reece James, everyone was like, "Well, this guy is doing it." So now they're not firing. Like it's too much chopping and changing with like how we look at these guys. Like at the end of the day, Milan's team are still Milan. They're still solid. You just said it there. They've had injuries as well. Like I'm not judging them off of this one. Like forget this 1 game. At the end of the day, Newcastle did well to get the point. Obviously, PSG did their thing against Dortmund. Fantastic for them. But when I'm looking at both teams at the start, I don't know how it's going to end. But when I'm looking at them at the start, I'm looking at them thinking, I mean, PSG don't look like they're a team that are going to do that well in this group, where this is a group where if we look at PSG this season, they're all more or less on the set. Newcastle probably being the worst out of all of them. No disrespect to Newcastle, just because you're the newest team. But they're all kind of the same level. I reckon they'd all go to each other's grounds, i.e. Dortmund will probably beat PSG at their ground. Milan will probably beat Dortmund at their ground. Dortmund probably will beat Milan at their... I feel like it's one of them kind of groups. That's why I feel like Newcastle could, if they really tried and obviously maybe changed up a little bit, they could obviously sneak their way through. I wouldn't write off that group so quickly. I think it's going to be a surprise.
Right, it's open, bro.
Just to interrupt. Big up A Solomon as becoming a new member as well. Big up yourself, and we appreciate you for becoming a new member of the Big Six Bands community. Big up yourself. When we do the call-in shows, of course, you get your wristband to join whenever you want to join, and you skip that line. So big up yourself. Sorry, G, continue what you were saying.
No, it's just literally that. I just think that this season seems to be a little bit different, especially because PSG, the way that they've changed things about a little, which I like actually. They're using a lot more younger players. It's more, even though Mbappe's Mbappe, it's more of a team kind of thing. They've got brilliant players, Dembele. They've got Asensio over there as well, Kolo Muani up top. So that firepower, Kaz is right. That kind of firepower, of course, that firepower is the best in that group. When I'm going further back, I'm not that confident, even in their defense. Throw Marquinhos in there, I'm not gassed at that defense. It's a defense that Hakimi literally, 3 months ago or 4 months ago, whenever the season ended last season, was nothing. He was dead food. No one was looking at Hakimi and thinking, yo, this Hakimi. No, Hakimi had an absolutely atrocious season last season. So it's like, I'm looking at these same players and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I don't know. These guys, they're good players. We know on their day, anything can happen. When you got Mbappe and you, as I said, all of these names, anything can happen. But I don't feel like we should just write off that group just so quickly. I feel like it's a group that could have some surprises, maybe. But I might be completely wrong. And all of a sudden, PSG wins 6 out of 6, and then it's game done. To be honest with you.
I hear it. Just away from the point, make sure there is 170 people in the house right now and we're sitting on 50 likes. So what we need to do, people, is stop what we're doing right now and hit the like button. We got that Mason Mount open play and Kai Havertz open play GA right now. We need to improve on that. So make sure you hit the like button. Let me hit some of the comments though, because we haven't read too many of the comments. Arnan says, Mons, you should drop out the Europa League. That team you're playing Thursday is the worst and it's going to get worse. you might as well concentrate on the top. R9, I see what you're doing there. No,
I like that still.
I see what you're doing there. That's fine, man. I have 5 good attackers, so I can obviously play 2 of them, and I can play Ben Doak. And then, if anything happens to them, God forbid, it doesn't affect my starting 11. There's a difference, you know what I'm saying? Not quite the same as Newcastle, who are playing PSG and Dortmund and all them bad boys. They are them bad boy. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Newcastle, by the way. I'm saying the opposition. Big up J Kids because PSG live off their name and have done for years. They are a poorly run club and have never got it right, even with Messi and co. Bob says, let's talk about the Hungarian Gerrard. Let's not talk about the Hungarian Gerrard. Like, the whole Gerrard thing's just a joke thing.
Yeah, I don't really get that one. I don't know why they feel like he's like Gerrard.
Basically, I said straight up in it. People keep comparing Declan. Well, I have to sit here and listen to Declan Rice getting compared to Rodri after 6 games in an Arsenal shirt, and to me, that is disrespectful, isn't it? It's disrespectful to a man that's just won the treble and he won his team the Champions League, as opposed to a man who wasn't even man of the match in the Conference League final, win it. I think Rice is a phenomenal footballer, but he does not lace the boots of Rodri, and at this point in time, he needs to do a lot more before those comparisons become valid. And obviously, then I just got shot by hella bullets. I just got them.
No,
bro. Lick me up, bro. Lick me up.
No. You're from when you haven't even heard what the Champions League anthem sounds like. I can't really take you that seriously just yet. I find that kind of impossible. I said, for when you haven't heard what a Champions League anthem sounds like, how are you comparing players to guys who have been doing it season in? Like, I've never understood when people compare, even Saka, when people compare, I'm like, nah, man, like it's then being disrespectful to all the guys who are doing it in those Champions Leagues year in, year out, winning titles or winning whatever it is that they're winning. For you to then say Adoni, who never even heard the theme tune other than on FIFA, to then say, yeah, okay, cool, this guy's compared. Nah, I can't. You can't really do them kind of things, man. That's why people have got like 50 man in their world class list. Like certain man will tell me, yeah, I've got bare man, bro. World class should be, that's solidified, bro. You should only have about a few man in there, like at minimum, not everyone who's having a good season. Come on now, man. That don't make no sense.
Again, but when I said this, I was pantomime villain on NeverAFoul. Pantomime villain, bro. Pantomime villain. And the only reason I said this is the way Rodri done the little inside flip, dribble, finessed it into the bottom corner. I just said, yo, can we stop comparing Rice to Rodri, please?
Bro, that's like you can't even compare Rice to Casemiro, bro. Like Casemiro, Donny, who's been doing up the.
He's eclipsed Casemiro already. Have you not heard that one? He's eclipsed Casemiro.
Nah. Not Casemiro. Nah, I'm sorry. Nah. Donny, who's been winning Champions League year after year after year, like being at the top of his game. Nah. That don't make no sense.
So the rebuttal to that was, but once there are Liverpool fans comparing Szoboszlai to Steven Gerrard. I said, them man are stroppy too. I said, them man are
no. That don't mean nothing.
Do you think I was going to protect my own? I said, no, I will hang you out to dry. If you're comparing Szoboszlai to Gerrard, you use that for yourselves too.
That doesn't make no sense.
Energy 100. I keep it the same. It's as simple as that.
You can't do them together.
You know what I'm saying? But back to the Milan game. Rafael Leao. A lot of people very frustrated with Leao, innit? Very, very frustrated with Rafael Leao at this moment.
Guys,
he took on 4 man in the box and decided to backheel it and backheel the ground.
I got shook, when he was. I said, "Yeah, this is it. This is the goal. This is where the killer starts." But man tripped over his own self. I said, "Bro," I said, "I'm good with that, boy. Trust me." But he's tricky though. But the end product is a bit mad, bit like Maxi, a little bit.
Can you hear me? Is my sound low? People in the chat saying my sound's low. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro.
No, you can't.
Am I good? Ah, cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I just feel like when he tripped over himself, I said, "Wow," because I actually thought that was it. He's gonna have to go to kill us off because he was cool. Trippier had a good game, but Leao was causing him some problems still. But he comes. It's like he's because I think the manager actually allows him to not necessarily track back. He just so when. Like, for example, when they're ready to do the counter-attack, a few times you just see him just there. Like, he's just waiting, and then he's gone. You get me? burst of pace, good double checkers, but it's just the end product which people were alluding to before the game. And to see it with my own eyes, I was like, okay, I kind of hear what people are saying. Did that a few times. A few times he was literally basically one-on-one. And then you don't know what he's... It's the decision makings. That's what it is for me at that moment in time, thinking.
Bro, I've never known, and this is not to do with Liao, but bro, like I've never known a goalkeeper to be so injury prone, fam. Like, what the fuck? How do you go down injured and you ain't even done nothing? Like, this guy gets injured all the time.
Oh, is it? I didn't even know that. Does he?
Manyan gets injured all the time. I don't understand that. Liao, yeah, he needs to get out of that dead team, man. I'll be real. Like, you know them stupid antics there, bro. You think you could be doing that in the Prem? You get crucified.
Yeah,
like,
things like that, man. He's talented though, bro. You can tell he's got the talent. I think for me that. So look, even Z saying Liao or Rashford, who the penalty. I'm taking Rashford.
I'm taking
Rashford.
I'm taking. Come on, man. Let's not be silly, though, man. Come on, man.
But is it so silly though? Is it that silly? Like is he that far ahead? Like, I'm taking Rashford. I'm just saying, like, but is it that silly? Like
for now, well, Leo's still young though, isn't it? If I'm correct, he's still quite young, isn't it?
I don't know.
I swear he's early 20s. I'm sure, yeah, man.
Bro, he's 24 years old. Marcus Rashford's only like a year older than him.
Is it? Okay. Well, if he can work on his decision making, there's still time. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's still time, but he needs to do it soon. Because I swear, apparently, he's got £100 million release clause somewhere in his contract.
He did have a good return last year. He got 15 goals.
Not worth it.
A good return.
In my eyes, not worth it.
That's a good return though. 15 goals, 8 assists. A good return last
year. Yeah, he done it right last season still.
Yeah.
How do you think he would fare in the Prem though? How do you think he would fare in the Prem?
It depends on the team. I always say, everyone always does this whole when they come to the Prem, bro.
Yeah.
It just solely depends who you play for. If you go to Chelsea, you're done at it. You're just automatically done at it. You're just automatically shit.
Yeah, Chelsea,
you could be cold.
Trust.
You go to Chelsea, you're just automatically stinky.
It's mad. Chelsea's a mad place to go to right now. Still,
if you go United and you're an attacker, I believe you could be stinking as well. You could be stinking.
It's a bit toxic there right now.
We need a right winger, fam. We don't need no left winger. I'll be real. I got a feeling Rashford.
You have a right winger. He's just got more UCL. He's got more UFC belts than he does medals at the moment, isn't it? That's just
man. But you know what? You know what? Years ago, I wanted Rashford to be on the right because I've never rated his left wing game innit, other than cutting and shooting, and it can be brazy. But I'm thinking about the team innit. Can't lie, man. There's more better left wingers out there, way better that will apply for the team than there is right wingers. I think he needs to go back to the right. The thing is, it just depends who you got on the left, innit?
Man saying I'm still low. You lot, I'm jumping out. Continue the conversation. Let me jump out and jump in. Man is saying my sound is still low.
Are you sure it's connected though? You didn't get the sensitivity higher.
I don't know. It sounds alright from here though.
Let me quickly leave and come back. I'll be 2 seconds.
So you'd put Rashford back on the right wing. Who would you put on left wing then?
Garnacho for now.
I like Garnacho.
I think he's a better impact player for now, but in terms of what we got available, that's what I'm putting. Because this guy clearly doesn't. Actually, that's what I think he's gonna do tomorrow, innit? Because I don't want to see Mason Mount, bro. Like, I don't want to see none of that Bruno on the left or what right. Like, it stinks, fam. Like, for some reason, he just don't want to play Palestri, and it's just annoying, bro. It's bare annoying. Tomorrow we just need. I'm not even playing Ericsson. I'm playing Scott McTominay. We need to shut up shop and just play counter attack, bro. Just do business.
I rate. You know what? People will laugh. Obviously, McFred. Obviously, everyone was doing the whole laughing thing, but I feel like with Manchester United, what they've had over the years, the Manchester United I remember growing up. Remember, they always had those type of players: the Scott McTominays, the Darren Fletchers, the John O'Shea, the Wes Brown, people who were right for the cause. Those type of players. In and amongst David Beckham, Juan Sebastian Veron, Eric Cantona's, and all of these like high-profile foreign or whatever, just profile players. You've always had these kind of players mixed in, and I feel like McTominay might just be that type of guy. So for you to say that you'd have him in that game tomorrow, why not?
No. For now, bro, he needs to get gone. He needs to duck out.
You would say, but then your options are Mount, Casemiro, Eriksen.
Amrabat.
Sorry, yeah, forgot about him. Who's looking like he's injury prone a bit, but Amrabat's in there.
Kobe.
I feel like you're best served keeping someone like McTominay. I don't even feel like those options are gonna do you good for a whole of a season.
Fuck that, bro. I don't want to hear
it. Oh, you're not on it, bro.
Bro, industrial midfielders in a 4-4-2. Yeah, it works, but it ain't 4-4-2. The brother he hides all the time. He hides too often against Brian. Guess what? Guess whose fault it was for the first cutback to roll back? It was Scott Dan McTominay, fam.
Yeah.
He does the same thing over and over again. I need, bro, Kobe Mino, Mabry are 100% better than this guy and offer more.
Oh, okay. Maynard. Okay, yeah.
Kaz, so you got a question. By the way, can you man hear me now? Can you man hear me now?
Yeah, I could always hear you, bro. I could always hear you.
Same.
Chat, I hope the chat ain't lying to me. Bro, anyway, I need to get a new mic. Anyway, but, big up Lawazi for the super chat. He goes, Kaz, is Onana really an upgrade to De Gea? I'll be honest, I saw before you answer this, Kaz, I did see something on Twitter where someone like, we had a keeper who was good with his who had a problem with his feet. Now we've bought a keeper who has a problem with his hands.
But other than the Declan Rice thing, he hasn't been bad with his hands. We could have easily lost by 5-6 goals against Brighton, you know. Like Ansu Fati and all them man, Matoma shot. The thing is with this year, this is what I'm seeing. This is why I question people's actual ball knowledge, isn't it? When you play pragmatic football in a 4-2-3-1, it's easier to make more saves and look good in a 4-2-3-1 when less shots are thrown your way. Imagine De Gea in this system. Oh my word, bro. Like what we're trying to do, we're trying to experiment, bro. He was part of the problem. He was not the problem, but he was part of the problem. Does that make sense? Like, even the best thing of De Gea's game last season, what do we criticize him for? The one thing that he's great at, shot stopping. Even that, bro. He would make... The thing is, with De Gea, his shot stopping's declined. He would make the issue and then save it, make it world-class, and people will praise him, and commentators goes, and all that bullshit, because he's just done a David James type situation. So, do you get what I'm saying? So, I don't think it's that. It's like, the way I look at Man United now, I say it over and over again, the Ten Hag outs are just absolute football fickos, because the brother has only had 2 of his signings on the pitch at once for the full 90 minutes. Other than that, he hasn't. Let him have his signings, because other than Nana, really, like I think I was saying it to you over the phone, isn't it? It's the exact same team as last year, if not even weaker, from what we had starting probably for Liverpool and even, what's it called? We had we had a Langren. What's the difference, bro? Do you know what I mean?
No, I still say that.
So, why can you try to play football with this team? You know, last time we tried to play football with this team, we got spanked 6-3 by Man City.
Yeah, but it's not about when you try to play football. I'm saying with that current Manchester United side, I always said once Rashford's goals dry up, you're done, and you're one Casemiro injury or suspension away from being Ollie ball.
Yeah, but the way I look at it is that's just ignorant, because that's like, go watch the game for what it is. It's true, because you go watch the game for what it actually is, right? And this is why I say, even with a couple Arsenal games as well, at the same kind of thing, there's opportunities that have been there to bury quick time and change the whole situation.
We're saying this week after week.
Bro, people have like short-term memory loss. Like, we're getting slapped like 4-0 by Watford, fam, but under Ollie. Like, come on, man.
No. Like, when it got bad. But it's bad now when you're still getting slapped.
Playing pragmatic is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. But the thing is, let my man have. Ollie had his signings, G. Like, he had what he wanted. Like, not all of it.
Getting his signings. Let's not act like he ain't.
But guess what? We haven't seen them on the pitch yet. Yes, we haven't seen. How many minutes? How many minutes?
Yes, obviously not all at the same time.
Okay, then, bro. That's what I'm saying.
You came third and you won a cup, so there is capability there to work with what you got.
Yeah, due to pragmatic football, and that's okay. But when I'm trying to say, when you're trying to play a footballing style and a footballing team of what you want, let him have his signings on the pitch first, and we can judge more from there.
All right, I've got a question. What is your identity of football?
Right now, it's hard to understand of what it's going to be.
You can't understand what it's like.
No, wait.
Have you got any more glasses? Have you got any more glasses?
Anyways, if you allow me,
you're dumb. You're actually dumb.
I can't tell. Maybe I need glasses. I said,
Mods, you're dumb.
This is what I'm saying. Sometimes you can go watch a game. You're gonna watch a team different to the way when you support a team, yeah. But the way I'm going to say it again, right? Let my man have the players he wants on the pitch to do what he wants to do. Yes, the difference with Man United and other teams like your Tottenham and stuff, there's instant pressure on Man United. There's not pressure on Tottenham this year. Even when Ten Hag stepped foot in the door for Man United, right? He thought this team's better than what it is. We got blown out of the park by Brighton and Brentford. So you had to do what you had to do to go and win with this current squad. And you had to fill in gaps in this current squad, which he did do. So that's why I keep saying, you're not going to see nothing yet. Until he gets his players to what he wants to do on the pitch. Right now, he still has to use McTominay. He still has to use a freebie in Eriksen and all that. And he has to wait, bro. That's why I say, wait for what he wants to do with his players on the pitch. When Højlund can actually play 90 minutes, when Anthony's finally back, right? Rashford is obviously going to be there. He started off with Kobbie Mainoo as his main first phase midfielder in the preseason. So clearly he enjoys him in and around the squad. Let Amrabat come in. Let even Mount come into the squad. Bruno at the same pitch. And then go from there. Martinez, Varane, and whoever else we have in the backline for the time being, and Onana. Then actually judge it from there and then move forward to see if there's actually any sort of style of play. That's all I'm trying to say. Until that's the case, this midfield is super old. He's tried to play football with this midfield. It doesn't work. And to be fair, that's his mistake as well for not identifying and thinking that this team can do what he wants to do.
100%.
Because in
the first 20 minutes, because this is why I say some people are blind, innit? Yeah, to what things are. In the first 20 minutes of Arsenal, it was controlled. Like, it was controlled. Actually, to be fair, in the first half, it was controlled, but then we suffered a cutback. That's fine for me. I don't mind that. Going into the Brighton game, 20 minutes, you can see something in the diamond, but that's where he failed to adapt to it because guess what? You don't have to adapt to it. And I think that's a bit naive. The 4-3-3 would have beat Brighton, by the way, because that's what I kept saying. The back post was so free. Lamptey had to keep chasing back, but there's no one there because you got a narrow diamond and you got Eriksen chasing. That's down to him. But anyways, the whole point is let him give him. That's why I say let him have his time, bro. Unless he loses against Burnley, I don't give a shit. I'm out.
See, okay. I was about to say this. I'm hearing all these tacticals. I'm hearing all these discrepancies, all these nooks and crannies in terms of playing out pragmatic football. All this stuff.
No, I'm good, man.
All this stuff. Like, and what I was about to say is, but if you go and lose next game, it's not going to be all this pragmatic football.
No, the thing is, in terms of the games we're meant to win, your Sheffield Uniteds and your Burnleys and stuff like that, brother, I don't care what system it is and whatever, you should not be getting popped by these teams. There's no.
I agree with that.
Just go and win it.
These man drop points against Burnley. The Glazers are gonna put hot sauce on Ten Hag's bald head and dip his head in holy water, bro. He's done.
No. I don't
think so. You know,
if you can't motivate the team, look, this is where it comes.
Dip his head in holy water, bro.
This is what I'm saying about what's it called? Yeah, you can have I don't care about tactics or anything like that, bro. I'll give you the time that you need, innit? And I don't need to see style in that time to be like whatever until you get your players that come back. But if you're telling me that you as a squad, you can't motivate your squad to go and bury the team unless you've got about 10, 15 chances and you don't bury it, that's not down the manager, that's on the players. But if you go and lose to Burnley, oh my word, bro, you should not be losing against a man who had O'Shea at the back, fam.
But wait, Cass, but you see when you say
you don't even Lyle Foster up front.
But I see what you're saying there about let him get his plays and get minutes together and blah blah blah. Like, as a proper loyal Man United fan that you are, bro, are you? Let's say that all comes into fruition. Like, are you actually positive or confident that Ten Hag can get it right? Because to me, I don't think letting him go right now makes any sense anyway. Because I think the club's just toxic at this moment in time. It don't matter who comes in. But have you got confidence going forward that he can get this right again?
Of course I do. How many Liverpool fans were they Klopp out last year? G?
I remember.
I still do. I still do.
But the thing is, can you see a major difference even with just
100%, 100%?
So when Casemiro came in and filled in a gap, which wasn't actually Ten Hag signing, to be fair, it was the clubs, right? But I think Casemiro still can be used very, very effectively. Two midfielders or one midfielder can change the whole dynamic of the way the game's played. Eriksen, there's no reason for Bruno to be in the first phase. Whereas Bruno does the most damage is up near the striker, right? 100%. In the first phase, Eriksen, when off the ball, on the ball, Eriksen's cute. Yeah, it's nice. Off the ball, it's terrible. Casemiro, and then from there, if you're trying to get up the pitch, Casemiro's like, come on, man. You have to put in a system where it works for him too. But I'll drop him. I need to field for the better of the team.
That's a bit leggy right now, man.
You know, that's why I say my most balanced but most effective team, if you want to go play football, especially at Old Trafford, by the way, at Old Trafford, is Hobby, Amrabat, and Bruno. Because I'm getting control of the ball, I'm dominating the ball, and off the ball, I've got a lot of legs, a lot of athleticism, and I still got Bruno who does pace around the pitch. But I don't want him near Lindelof, G. Why the fuck is he next to Lindelof?
That's the one. That's the one, broski. That's the one. I need more of that because that's the energy you was giving me before you played Brighton, and you was telling me again. You was giving me all this.
I thought Amrabat was going to be fit.
No. Regardless of Amrabat being fit enough, you and Ty were preaching to me about how in transition Brighton can get.
I thought that, but I can't lie. Deserve it.
I know. Listen, brother.
I can't lie. I didn't know.
We are friends off camera. Because we're friends off camera. We are friends off camera. I know what you feel.
I did not. I can't lie. Yeah, I did not expect a diamond though. I expected another outlet, not another Scott McTominay, bro.
That's fine.
You get what I'm saying?
But that first 20 minutes though, that first 20 minutes of the game, De Zerbi didn't really know what to do with Manchester United because I think you guys caught him off guard.
Yeah, when you widen the centre backs, I thought, bro, you've got to change this to a 4-3-3. The fullbacks getting too much freedom, push the players up the pitch. Danny Welbeck's playing like a false nine. Matoma and them man are locked up, fam. Why are you letting Danny Welbeck run the game, fam? Push up the brave, fam.
Listen, let me say my piece on Manchester United in it because obviously I know they're playing Bayern tomorrow. I think we could be in for a shot tomorrow. Man United could do a thing like kind of against the run of play. It's not impossible. However, let me say my thing on Manchester United.
Okay, who do you go in midfield?
And I don't want to see Terry obviously doing his big up Terry by the way. I don't want Terry. I don't want to see man talking about the Glazers again, and like the Glazers have arm tattoos and ankle tape and shin pads, like they're the ones running on the pitch. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to hear about the Glazers and threads about the Glazers about the ownership, because guess what? Tottenham's owners are crap as well. Leeches, crap, terrible hierarchy. I can tell you what their identity of football is. I could tell you everyone on this panel. And in the chat, hold on. Everyone in this chat
gets taken out of context.
Everyone in this chat can tell you right now, or can tell me what Tottenham's identity of football is, regardless of whether they're getting results doing it or they're losing doing it. Yeah, that's what we're trying to say in terms of implementing style, whether it's your players or not. Because Ange's coming to a team. And how many of Tottenham's players are Ange's players? I'll ask G. How many of Tottenham's players are Ange's players? How many?
Really saying Madison?
Yeah,
keeper.
Who else did he say? Keeper. Sorry, yeah, keeper. Yeah, keeper.
Keeper. I'm seeing the tilt of the eye. Now, how many of those were after Harry Kane got sold? Hold on. Now, how many of those were after Harry Kane got sold?
All of them. No, who did they sign before Harry Kane got sold?
I don't think none. I don't think so. I don't think none.
Right. So again, the hierarchy.
He's got Brennan Johnson.
I don't know where that Harry Kane.
Brennan Johnson.
You do get a manager bounce as well, though. It's a bit different, though, bro.
So now,
yeah, exactly. This is his Liverpool.
It's a bit different, though, once a little bit.
This is no context, once, bro.
Let me finish. And I understand Spurs are not under the pressure.
You don't understand it. Clearly, then your whole.
I let you finish.
Then your whole speech, but your whole speech is irrelevant, though. Then, bro.
Bedrin, I let you finish. Yeah, I let you finish. I understand, and is not under the same microscope. He's not under the same spotlight as Ten Hag. But my point is, Ten Hag still needs to hold this smoke because there ain't no. You don't need all this money and all these signings, and you don't need 8 out of 11 players to be your players to have an identity of football. You don't. Because there's managers out there with less money and less resources and a shitboard also that are also showing their identity of football from day one. And we also saw, and let's not act like we haven't seen Ten Hag's identity of football. We've seen it, but again, then we have to start questioning the players. I'm telling you, man, right now, from getting 6 points out of a possible 15 after you came third and won a cup, and it's pretty much, as you said, the same squad, and you've somehow gone backwards, and the signings ain't right, and Ten Hag does have a say for most of these signings, because that's not like he doesn't. Let's not stop doing the tactical thing. It's just not good enough.
All right, you finished?
But,
But are you finished? No, but are you finished? Are you finished? All right, you know where this is out of context, because now when I put my actual football head and the shameless head, you're finished. So, anyways, where were Tottenham? Gee, let me ask you a question. Where was Conte's Tottenham last season after just before New Year's?
Fourth.
They were fourth.
They're fourth. Or fighting for I don't know.
They're at third and fourth. We was all talking about Tottenham, top four, all of that kind of stuff. How sustainable it is, how Conte's got these lot going on.
Not sustainable. Wait.
After 10 games, I said after 10 games, we were talking about how sustainable is this, but we kept talking about the fight and that what he's got going on and the defense that he's got paired up. The difference is, right, Tottenham could finish 8th this year and have an identity and it will be fine. This is what I'm saying. You're trying to say Ten Hag as a holder. But let me ask you another question. This is for Fire. Do Styles not make fights?
I hate that.
Wait, do Styles not make fights?
You talk to me? Oh, man.
Yeah.
What do you mean the Styles make fights? What do you mean?
Yeah,
you know, like when boxers say, or Tyson Fury always says Styles make fights. So obviously he's trying to say in that kind of sense, our Styles not going to make what's actually going on, i.e. in the context of football. Obviously not in boxing.
Well, the style right now ain't working. I'll put it that way.
Let me ask you a question. Wait. Hold on. Since far I can't do it because he's too busy billing. Let me ask you, Styles not make fights? Yes or no?
Yeah, they do.
So even though my man's brought in Brennan Johnson, Solomon, Madison, he's brought in Van der Ven, he's brought in Vicario, and so forth. Udishi's pretty much a new signing in itself. If you actually go watch, wait. I don't know how to say his name. Doggy, whatever his name is. Udigi, whatever his name is.
It was like a uni topic.
If you go watch Celtic and the style of play that he had at Celtic, you wouldn't actually think it's too far off to the style that he's actually got at Tottenham with Pedro Porro and that kind of stuff.
No, facts.
Yes, that's true.
When I say Styles make fights, he's under no pressure at this moment of time. Under Man United, what would the fan base be like if we finished 7th? It would go, you'd probably get sacked, bro, regardless of where it is. So this is the difference. And when it comes to what Man United's style is of type of player, there's people dating back all the way to Sir Alex Ferguson. So anyways, he's made do with what he's done. And that style of what play he's currently got of what he can get in, because Man United obviously are not that great in negotiation and getting your players, and which is fine. Not all managers get their first and second choice or third. That style had to go to pragmatic. And how many players have we seen on that pitch, right, that didn't even get a chance for Tottenham that we knew were ballers anyways? How many players have you seen of his signings on the pitch at the same time consistently? Because if I'm correct, they nearly crashed it against Tottenham, against Sheffield United, bro, but they got away with it in the end.
Very true. Very true.
And if we go look at what teams they've actually played, like Burnley and stuff like that, cool, there's a nice style. But guess what? There's so many gaps. I want to see how he does against big teams like Arsenal and stuff. Let's see how he goes there.
Yeah, it's still early.
This is what I tried to say to Monster. In terms of context, let's wait until Ten Hag signings are on the pitch before we can properly judge it, if he gets that time anyways. And then we'll make a better judgment of what football we can kind of see. Because
that was my point. Ange doesn't have all his players. He doesn't have all his team.
You're glorifying Ange and say, why are we seeing a style there?
I'm not glorifying it. I'm not glorifying it, though.
Let me ask you another question, yeah? Is counter-attacking football, for what it is, effective football, but still technically a style? It is technically still a style, right?
It is a style.
It is a style, bro.
And guess what? When you're trying to transition out of that sort of football, there's going to be consequences, right? You're going to have to try and figure it out until you get there, until you get the right player, right? Because you're trying to change style, so you need to change style of play. Yes or no?
All right.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not saying catch here. But don't you?
My point is, don't glorify one thing without putting it into context to the other part, which you.
He's not having it.
So when you want to, I will win every single time, G. I used to be a manager as well. I'm loving it. I love this talk. Anyway,
you can upsell whatever football tactics and whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I just apply context.
I'm saying this right now. You played the manager whose squad was a total of 20 million, and he outplayed just with the money that you've spent, and they've lost their best players. And I didn't even use that as an example. I'm using a manager who has come in to a squad, a team that wasn't really together. He had limited signings, and he doesn't exactly have the same. He has nowhere near the same pedigree or clout as Ten Hag. And he has already established his style. Success, I wasn't even talking direct success. But when you have a style, at least you have a base. When your foundation is your style of football, when you take someone out and you bring someone in, they both have the same job. They're told to do the same things. At Man United, if Rashford comes out and someone else comes in, they're doing different things or they're doing what they want. And it's individual brilliance to get you out of a problem or to get you out of a situation. And if that individual brilliance does not shine through, you are losing games because there's no base. There's no base and there's no style to fall back onto when it happens. And it's similar to Liverpool last season where there was no base and there was no style. It was half a press or it was a full press and there was no midfield to execute what we need to execute. It happens with most football teams. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not directly comparing each situation with zero context. I'm saying Ten Hag should be more than capable of establishing his style.
I agree, but not
11 players that are all his signings.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is why I say there's too many different players from too many different eras. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have his let him have his squad. Klopp got his squad.
Disagree, man.
Wait, one second.
But Ange didn't need any of that. So
yeah, but how? But months in a small. This is what I'm saying. The whole profile, like the whole, what would you call it? The whole size packet of it is only what 5
sample size.
Sample size only 5-6 games, bro. It might crash after game 10, and guess what? Different narrative. It's all nice in that, but if you're finishing 8th with no trophy, but you got a nice style of football, bro, you're just another Brighton, really. If you're being honest, isn't it? Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like if we really want to keep it a buck, yeah, and we want to talk about how much has even Spurs spent, guess what? They spent just as much as we have all together in the last 2 years since Ten Hag trade. If you really want to do the money thing. Like we can do that. Go check it. It's exactly the same amount. Anyways, my whole point is you're trying so hard to crash on a man when he hasn't actually had his signings on the pitch yet at once.
He doesn't. He shouldn't have to have all the signings because people. No. Because if he was getting it right, who would we be giving all the content, all the congratulations and all the plaudits to? Let me know, man.
I can't lie. Last time, wait.
Hold on.
Last time I checked, you was too busy praising Rashford for all the goals and stuff, but I didn't see you. You didn't give no praise. So what now?
Who would we be giving all the praise to if it was working out right now without his signings being there? Who would we be giving the praise to? Ten Hag.
Obviously,
so when he's getting it wrong.
Yeah, but I never said he's not. But I never said he's not due to get criticism for the way he's managed a couple of these games, which I do agree. Arsenal game, I don't criticize him for, but the Tottenham game especially, maybe even Wolves, I'll give that as a buy to be fair. But the Tottenham game and last game is unforgivable, really. Especially last game for me is unforgivable. I didn't say you can't have no criticism. Of course you can. But he's trying to do something with a caliber of players that don't fit the style at the moment, and that's totally fine.
Just know there ain't no style. Ten Hag.
Yeah, and for me, it's not about right now until these players come in. Go back to pragmatic ball, bro. That's what I say.
Cool, that's fine. Again,
it's still style, right?
You shouldn't need again. If Ten Hag's the manager everyone says he is, he shouldn't need all his new signings on the pitch at once to show his identity of football. That is the way I see it.
But okay, if you try, it just won't work then, innit?
You're gonna get in circles, bro. You're gonna agree to disagree. You're gonna agree to disagree anyway.
Sorry, G. What's your take on it then? Sorry, because me and Kaz clearly are going back and forth. What's your take on it?
I feel like what you're both saying, is correct though. Like what Kaz is saying, that's true. Ultimately, if he hasn't had his players on the pitch to really affect what he's trying to do or to implement whatever style that is, I have no idea. Kaz will be able to tell you. Then it's kind of hard to really judge it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's then kind of hard to judge it. Again, the sample size for everybody, I don't care who it is, Man City all the way down to Luton, is 5 games. So outside of Manchester City, who we already know are Manchester City, everyone else is kind of trying to find their way. Maybe even Arsenal as well. They're still trying to find what's kind of working for them. Tottenham, obviously, new manager bounce, come in, new players. They're all playing well for these 5 games. Kaz is right. We might get to game 10. All of a sudden, Tottenham are looking stinky. And then we're just back to same old Spurs. Manchester United might switch it by game 10. All of a sudden, Amrabat comes back. Whoever starts coming back into the team. Now the team starts picking up a run of form. All of a sudden, Manchester United are going on this form. And then they might just turn into a team that we probably thought they would be at the beginning of the season. It is too early. I'm not really judging anybody. I'm not really looking at any team really and kind of judging them as a whole. I find it kind of difficult. I can judge them in the now. Right now, Man United look poor in terms of the way that they're playing from game 1 to now. You've had packed bits of play in games, but as a whole, I don't think you've had one good 90 minutes whatsoever this season. But you've played well in spells. Arsenal game in spells. Brighton game, first 20 minutes. Wolves, that was kind of like wishy-washy. And other game, I can't remember the other games that you played. But in those 3 games that I can remember, I'm like, But in terms of moving forward, we might see something. I kind of need to see what he can do when he does have his players here. Because if it's still stinky, brother, you gotta go. You have to 100% go. And I can't see.
I think he's the guy for Manchester United. But at the same time, the fact that he hasn't been able to establish his style until now is crap. It's shit.
Because what players has he got in?
It stinks, bro.
I think he has established his style, but he's had mad injuries now for the beginning of the. I couldn't really tell you. I couldn't really tell you in terms of the style.
No one can tell me.
No, but I still because he would have had to have. Okay, let's reduce it without me even. Let's say I watched 5 Manchester United games last season. Yeah, and that's obviously a tiny sample size. Without me watching any games, he would have had to have implemented a style last season anyway to be able to have won trophy plus finishing in 3rd position. He couldn't have gone through that season without implementing a style. Whatever that I've not ever gone into depth with Manchester United, so I don't know.
But that's my point is last season we saw, especially at home, Ten Hag's style was starting to really come through at large parts of last season, especially at Old Trafford. And people weren't saying, "Oh, he doesn't have his players then," because he managed to do it at parts last season.
Because he played pragmatic transition style.
I was just told it's the same squad with the current injuries. It's pretty much the same squad as last season, bar maybe Højlund, and Mount, who started the first 2 games. So if you had your style and it was successful at home last season, why am I hearing excuses that you haven't got your players to play your style this season?
Because they're injured. Because if you want to play a pragmatic, because the thing is, again, your whole statement is flawed because you're getting hot for no reason, G. Because because if he fits into his style, he's gone from a pragmatic style, on transition, which is fine to get the effective results, to trying to go to a different style once. But guess what? All the players overestimated it. Have we seen Mason Mount in the pragmatic style that we've seen last season? Did he just come in and go into a place and thought, let me play pragmatic ball? Or is he not trying to transition out of that? And which has failed at this moment of time. Don't get me wrong, it has failed. But guess what? If he's trying to transition out of the pragmatic style to do what he wants, wait again, Monts. You're getting hot for no reason, G. Wait for the brother to have his signings on the pitch at once, at least. Not sample size of 45 minutes of Højlund and flipping my man being out and just a goalkeeper. Come on, man. I think you're just being, I can't lie, I think you're just kind of being unfair.
I'm being unfair. Okay, that's fine.
To be fair, Mons, I would say it's a little bit like, and you already know I'm Liverpool's biggest critic. It's a bit like watching Liverpool last season. We're playing the exact same football that we played last season. But now we've got McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Endo, and we're doing. I don't see any difference in Liverpool's football at all. We're playing the same way, but we've got the players to obviously come into it. And I feel like that's probably where Kaz is probably. I think anyway. I don't want to speak for him, but I feel like that's what he's probably trying to get at in terms of whatever the style is, whatever it is, pragmatic, transit, whatever it is. It's actually so irrelevant. It doesn't even matter. Because if you ain't got the players to even do whatever it is that you are trying to do, then it is going to be difficult. Obviously, when you had Henderson, Fabinho, James Milner, the Ox, when you have got these kind of players in there, you're trying to play whatever that style of football is. We saw the result last season, which was Liverpool were absolutely dog shit. And now...
Andrew in the chat, I didn't say sack Ten Hag. I said I think Ten Hag is the man to take Manchester United forward.
You did say that too.
Not one person in this chat in here can tell me what his style is. No one can tell me. No one.
Right really, now, Kaz will be the only one to answer it though, because he's the only one to watch Manchester United.
Maybe Kaz could tell me from last season.
It's failed. No, the thing is, he's tried to play over. He's tried to play overload football. He's tried to play overload football and it's failed. That's what I can tell the style is because
he's trying things.
He's trying things with the current people that he's got, and right now he's trying to play the overload. And guess what? In the first spells of the game of the last few, well, obviously Arsenal away because you have to play a bit different. Otherwise, that's what we're right. Like that's what you don't do when you go to away. Try to play your style at home because it's just dumb. But I'm just saying, along them lines, He's tried to play the overload system. He's tried to keep it compact in the middle, but overload on the wings and hopefully towards the box. But guess what? After about 20 minutes, they stop doing what they're doing. And guess what? And this is where the manager has to tweak things to make sure it can continue. He hasn't done it because guess what? You don't have the players. So that's what
you know what, Mons? I can't even lie, Mons. This whole debate, yeah, you got me back in Ten Hag. I actually like Ten Hag. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm back in Manchester United a bit too much. So I don't know. I think we just got to agree to disagree on this.
That's fine. Man can act like I'm being over hard.
Nah, you both got
No, you're not.
points.
You're not.
You both got your points.
You know what, though? Right now, it's not about style. Right now, it's game results. Right now, it's result.
And then we'll see when Man United pull out another shit performance out the arse at Burnley and then pull another shit performance the week after that. They might even get a win in between any two of those games. But when it's another shit performance with no identity, I'm still gonna be here in it. I'm gonna be.
But hold on, but Mons, don't you think it's fair to say? No one has to agree with me, but I look at the big picture as well. Yeah, people obviously want to keep it just football talk, but I feel I don't know how Cassius feel. That's his team. Don't you feel? I don't care what anyone says. All that off-field problems that could also stem into what's going on, just in general, bro. I think that plays a part to it. Whether you agree or not, I think that plays a part to what's going on right now. I heard who is it? Bruno and what's his name? Bruno and Tomley had a mad bust up in the dressing room. Like there's things going on. The thing's toxic right now, and I feel for Hag a little bit.
Yeah, everything at United is wrong at the moment. The hierarchy,
it's crazy, bro.
In the dressing room, the whole Sancho thing,
and Ten Hag is struggling. I believe a little bit.
Man United is going wrong, and I understand, and I know that translates to what's going on the pitch. But I'm just solely talking about the expectation, and I'm talking about implementing your style with a group of players and motivating them.
Style business, man. You won't let it go, innit?
Which they're not able to do. Andrew Graham, stop asking me about sacking Ten Hag. I have not once said Ten Hag needs to be sacked. When have I said this? Have I said Ten Hag needs to be sacked? Have I said this?
No, right now, once as I said, man, I don't care about style. I just want stability and results right now. Like even if it's got back to Fred, mate.
You're not even getting results, bro. It's not like
like I said, he's tried a couple things. It's failed right now, and he's not going to work with his current group. So it's up to him to decide and stop being stubborn to go back to what it is. It is what it is. Go get some results, bro, until your players come back, and then I want to see a little sign. And
bring a pedestrian as well, man. But you might as well do my bloody chance.
I want to come back to this.
He might as well go to Newcastle.
Pick up Mawazi. This has been on the screen for time. He says, "Is it possible that he lost the dressing room?" Kaz, do you think he lost the dressing room?
No.
I don't think he lost the dressing room.
Like always,
he's
though.
Not far from it.
It's always a few bad eggs, though, bro. This is what I'm saying.
More than a few.
The thing is, I don't mind the bad period because guess what? When it's good. Like in a relationship, when it's good, bro, it's all handy and dandy, like dandelions and all that bullshit. But when it goes bad, bro, are you still gonna be there? Or are you gonna throw your toys out the pram? Which one do you want? So if we need to cut out whatever it might need to be, that's already been a bad eggs because it isn't going your way or whatever. So be it, because this is what's been happening for too long at this club. That's why I say, bro, it is. After you have to take it, bro. You have to take it, bro. Pause.
Why? Yeah, pause. Why do you think it's like that? Why do you think it's like that though? In terms of,
I don't even know what. I don't want to answer that question because then I'm going to sound like Terry Flewers, fam. I don't want to just do that thing every time you lose and shit that you start blaming the hierarchy going on the Glazers out thing, bro.
No. But what I take Kaz, I take everything into context. Like if that's what you say, I respect you enough anyway in terms of your football take that I know it's not just coming from a place of, oh, we just lost the game yesterday and blah, 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 etc., etc. I don't care about all of that. Like the people who talk like that, they're the ones who I know it's coming from, we just lost yesterday. Whereas I know I'm not looking at you specifically and be like, Jesus Christ, every time they lose, Kaz is always saying this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. I'm not looking at you like that. So in a general sense, like, and you don't have to go deep into it if you don't want to, pause. But the reality is, I just asked my boy who's a Manchester United fan, I said, ever since Fergie left till this point, it just seems to be, it's more than the football, because we can't sit here and say Manchester United haven't had fantastic players who have either like the Pogbas, the Ibrahimoviches, the Sanchez, Radamel Falcao, Di Marias, all the way to the players that you've got now. I'm sitting there thinking, why is it the concerts here? I'm sitting there thinking, why is it like everything is right now? Obviously, we're seeing the worst of it, but this has been going on since Fergie left. Is it genuinely just Fergie thing? Is it just a hierarchy thing? Is it everything altogether? I don't really know your thoughts on that.
I think you answered. If there's the same, the thing is, yeah, if there's a girl, yeah, like typically more or less, they'll answer your question or yourself. If there's a woman, right, or a man, and they keep breaking up for the same reasons over and over again, yeah, like she's got about 4 exes in the last 10 years, bro, and she always asks like, what's the issue? It's always the same kind of issue. Who's really the issue? More or less.
I hear that, a common denominator.
I hear what you're saying.
So if you ain't got no strategy within the club and it's so outdated because you've been relying on a couple people like before with your Sir Alex Ferguson's and stuff like that, that clearly means there's been some paper. The crack's been papered over. So it's easy to wear. There's no strategy. It's outdated, and it's clearly some power hungry staff still in places that they don't need to be. And it'll take some time to recycle that and get that over if you want to move forward as a club. Because the way I look at it, they don't want no director of football because guess what? It's another employee and there's someone that has also some sort of power in position that somebody else doesn't want to relinquish, you know? So the way I look at it, there's such a gap between team and board. And that's pretty much where it is, man. And
it's pretty sad, man.
You'll never succeed in a bad relationship.
Because I'm with you on that. I mean, expect there's so many things that's wrong with the club. Andrew,
big up Andrew though.
I've been praying that comment.
Bro, he says Monsters likes to talk loud, but he can't answer straightforward questions. Bro, I didn't answer.
Hey, Mon, stop talking loud, man. Answer the question, my guy.
Yeah, we're doing all that now. We're doing all that, man. Then, bro, like I didn't answer the question as to what manager would come in and fix Man United's problems because I still think Ten Hag is the man for the job. I think he's the man for the job. So my answer is, if Ten Hag gets sacked, I don't think he gets sacked. I think he's the guy.
You know what it is, yeah. So when Man United asked Ten Hag to come in, not a lot of people know this. They told him to stamp your authority. And the thing is, when you stamp too much of your authority, some people don't like that.
There's the new one, man. There's the new one. Sorry.
No. Because there might be a time where I do the opposite to Moss as well, though. So it just comes hand in hand, innit? They wanted Ten Hag to stamp his authority. Go ask what Fergie, when he had last season, at the end of it, after Ragnick, they said, what do Man United need? And he said they need a man of authority. Now that's coming, a man of authority. And now you want to throw your toys out the pram when some people don't like it. Bro, Erik Ten Hag is pulling all the strings all in one, bro. Like, he's trying to keep it all by himself. Because guess what? There's people that are just inept at their job, bro. They're just not good. And it is what it is. And it's going to take some time. But I do like, the thing is, I'm not going to criticize Man United as a whole. I like John Murtough, bro. But people just want someone to blame all the time. You know what I mean? I actually like our new guy, what's his name, Matt Hargreaves, bro. Look at the contracts that we're doing at this moment of time as well, this season as well. It's going to take time so people stop looking at Man United and think we're going to take the piss and going to overpay. I think in certain markets, like this market, it was a seller's market, innit? So you had to overpay for some and do some stupid add-ons. But you have to build that over time, otherwise people take the piss out of you. That's why you got to rate City when they said they wanted 60 million for Cucurella. They're like, nope. Because if you start doing that and you start conceding, then you're going to start overpaying in the end. That was Man United. You know,
also say when you're winning, you can afford.
And when I tell you now, our scouting department is horrible, bro. So when it comes to actual, but this is what I mean about our Ten Hag talent ID, bro. The talent he wanted didn't get. You know, I guess what they were offering us you know what they're offering us this season potentially? Calvert-Lewin. That's what the scouts came up with. Calvert-Lewin as your target man. The kind of guy that you want. Calvert-Lewin. You know what his last season? Arnautovic. They dug out 4 years out of a database, bro.
I remember that. Maxi.
Yeah, the Arnautovic thing is crazy.
When we talk about talent ID that he did one at a club, yeah? One sec.
You know your scout.
One sec. When you got no one to rely on and you say, where's his talent ID? And it's always people over there in a Dutch league and all that kind of stuff. But that's all he knows, bro. Because guess what? That's who he's going to trust. But when he wanted Frankie, Timber, Gakpo, even Gravenberch at one point to be last year, not before he went to Bayern Munich. There's a few more players that he wanted. Harry Kane as well, and all this. They said no, bro.
That's mad.
Come on, man. When you have to resort to a Johnny Evans on a free and an Ericsson on a free as well, like that. Come on, man. You got enough. Do you think that's actually his signings? Come on, man. That's an act of plea of desperation because you need a body.
That's mad though.
You get what I mean?
I understand that the scouting department is dross.
It's horrendous, but it's going to take time to change.
It's horrendous. this man is not. This man
He's turning to Man United anyway.
He finished third and he won a trophy. There's still no excuse to be on 6 points out of a possible 15 in your first 5 games in the Premier League, regardless. I know there are injuries there, but you've had a good enough squad to put in at least one good 90 minutes this season.
No, I agree with you. No, I do agree with you, Monch. But then that's when it comes down to Ten Hag being naive that his squad is better than what he thinks it really is, and capable of what he wants to do. And that's why I said he has to handle that criticism because that's on him, bro.
You've got to take some responsibility.
Before we end this, let's move this on to Bayern Munich and how this moves on to Bayern Munich and where we go again at the Allianz, because obviously Bayern Munich have a few injuries. I believe Koeman isn't going to be playing, Kimmich isn't going to be playing. You guys obviously have your injuries as well. It's away from home. Now we know Man United's away record against any sort of top side, against the top 9 sides in the Premier League, is horrendous away from home, and it just gets worse and worse. The 1 point they have 1 point in 2023. I think they have 1 point out of possible 40 something. It is horrendous. Does that change against Bayern Munich in the Champions League? Is this kind of where you guys can propel your season, or
can't lie,
or do you honestly see us banking on the horizon?
I can't lie. I think we win if he goes to a certain style as pragmatic. If he plays his solid 4-2-3-1 for what they've got to unlock a defense. Musiala can be in there, but let's not overrate the guy. Like, you still have to get into positions. The only thing I'm actually more scared about with Bayern Munich is that they got very good crossers of the ball. Now, Varane's not in the picture. If they're gonna damage us anywhere, it's gonna be that back post, bro. This is what I'm saying. But for me, if he goes with what I've been kind of like hinting towards on what you can see on the timeline and people leaking little bits and bobs, we have to hit them on a transition and get a result. I think we're going to get a result because if they got no Kimmich, it's going to be hard for them to take the ball as much as they want. They're going to have to probably play a more stiff lineup like Laimer and Goretzka, and then probably go with a Musiala. But the thing is, for me, it's the away from home, bro, is a big factor, bro. And that's going to play players' minds. So if I think I'm going to go there and win, yes, of course we can win. But I don't think we're going to win. I think we can secure a draw, though. And I think it's going to be an absolute shit game.
That sounds more realistic.
It's going to be a shit game. Go watch Bayern Leverkusen open that team up, bro. And they didn't have to do much. They didn't have to do much.
It's crazy as I said, as bad as I think and I said this on NeverAFoul, I believe in Friday night. Was it Friday? I think it was the Friday night rival show, might have been. And I said, if we're talking the normal United here last season playing well against the same United that took on Barcelona, then we're having a different conversation. I think Man United are so bad right now that any team has a chance of beating them. Maybe apart from Luton, any team has a chance of beating Man United. However, when a team employs Upamecano at centre back, you always have a chance.
I can't lie. This is where I don't want Rashford on the right though, man, because
of shit.
This is why I want Garnacho running at the brother. I'll be real. So honest.
Lord have mercy. Yo, Upamecano stinks, man. And I think if it's Kim and if Kim plays and the other guy plays, then you might be all right in it. But if Upamecano plays, which he's probably gonna play, let's be honest, man.
He's gonna play. Of course he's gonna play.
In fact, you know what, chat? Let's get some score predictions. Chat. Man United versus Bayern Munich. What are your score predictions? And we'll go around.
I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason why he plays. I know you're saying he should. There's a reason why he plays here and for France. That's all I'm going to say on that guy. That's all I'll say on him. There's a reason why he plays.
What's the reason? I know the reason. What's the reason?
What do you think the reason is then? Because you're smiling. So what's the reason, bro? What do you think? Tell me the reason.
If I say the reason outright, I'm going to sound, it's a bit mad to say on YouTube, but I'm going to say it anyway. Hench, black and fast.
PNP,
bro. Hench, Blafrican, bro. Blafrican. Blam and African.
I need to say that.
Blam and African, bro.
But okay, cool. You know, we're gonna go with that. Why does Konate seat look so good? What's Konate about? Why does Konate look so good? Why does everyone talk about Konate? Because it ain't his on-ball ability.
Low neck, low trim, and Blafrican, bro.
And this is what I'm saying. So when you're looking at these kind of guys, there's a place for these guys. I hear what you're saying. Now listen, I hear what you're saying, and I fully, and I know everyone will cook it. You'll show me the videos, you'll show me clips of when he's done a madness, but I promise you, defensively, in terms of just being a defender, he's probably equally as good as Konate. I like they're both exactly the same level of defender, but he does have high profile mistakes, which we've obviously seen in big games and things like that.
You got one more effective. You've got the whole thing. Once forget it as well. Forget. There's one man who's actually in charge of that team. That this is why I say it is more than possible. Who plays boring ball that doesn't really open up teams like that, and it's shit. And he plays a high line. His name is Thomas Tuchel. Tommy.
I think anyway that Man United will get the win tomorrow. Anyway, I've got a bet on them to win the game. I think they will sneak that game still.
You feel so?
You know what it is?
Yeah, I think
if we go into that game,
they're booky like that. I think they'll just go and win.
If we go into that game, like how we did against Barcelona last season, and just come out of nowhere to go and do a job like that. And obviously, where did Barcelona have their luck with us? The back post. Who did we not have? Varane. That's what I'm trying to say. That's where it is where it is. But it's just I've got to look at it like that. They've got to put in a similar performance like that, and that's the mentality you're gonna have to bring into a stadium like that. What's
the prediction then? What's the prediction then, Cass? For that game, your actual prediction?
I can't lie, man.
Roughly,
I don't think we win, but I don't think we lose. Like, I'll be real. Like, I think it's gonna be shit. It's gonna be 1-1. I think we get the goal and they just come, and then Harry Kane, man. It's just Harry Kane, innit? If they don't have the image, then there's no reason why Man United don't have a chance. Musiala's not really match fit like that either. Like, I don't think he can last 90 minutes because he's been
can't at the moment.
Against, so that's why I say I don't know what their midfield's going to really be. And no Kingsley Coleman, oh my word. I'm happy for Delo. Let's just put it like that. I'm very happy for him.
I think it'll be 2-1, man, personally. And if David's fit to play, if David's fit, yeah?
I've got to be real, yeah.
They got bare pace in their team.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm looking at that as well on the left-hand side. I'm going 2-1. But I'm going for the Bayern win.
Forgetting Harry Kane, though. Why is everyone just forgetting Harry Kane?
No.
I said it. Bro, Harry Kane's eating tomorrow regardless. Like, that's a fact.
He's going to go.
Anybody who bets, go put a bet on this brother scoring. He'll definitely score. But I feel like they'll Man United, Kai said it'll be a shit game. I feel like you'll win 3-2, you know. I don't know what it is. I feel like it'll be 3-2.
I think they're gonna like revert into their 2-3-4-1 type similar formation where they have like Upper Meccano, Kim Min Jae, they have Lyman, Davies tucked in. I don't think you're gonna see Davies go as far up as you think. I actually can't lie. In this
think so.
In his Tuchel system, Davies is meaty, bro. Why would you want Davies on the inside trying to play ball, fam?
Yeah, he seems to be.
The only way I look at it is he might have Mazraoui and Lima in the middle and let Davies be one of the left wingers so Gnabry can come inside and be the more technical player. See that there?
Technical boy.
I'm not gonna lie.
Guys, I'm not even trolling. People in the chat, I'm not even trolling. Honestly, counter-attacking football, they could do.
I can't see. Wait. Are you away? Allianz.
Yeah. So that if United go Ollie ball, they win the game. They actually win this game if they go Ollie ball. However,
no, they're not winning, man. Come on, let's be real, dog. Like, come on, lads, man. We're being. I think we're getting tired now, bro. Man, you ain't beating Bayern, bro. I'm sorry.
Stranger things. I've seen you go to the San Siro and somehow hold a 0-0. I've seen some stranger things.
Let's not compare Newcastle.
I've seen stranger things.
Let's not.
If we're deep in it. If we're deep in it, AC Milan have not been a bad outfit for the last few years. You, man, have just come in after 20 odd years and you hold a draw somehow. Stranger things have happened.
And that's we done pretty well. I'll put it with a round of applause. We got a point. For Newcastle.
Exactly. So let's step up again. We're better than you. I don't give a shit what you tell me.
Hold on. Let me get my score.
Hey, if Man United win tomorrow, yeah, I'm gonna come back here and I want an apology from everyone in the chat, by the way.
Bro, let me get my score prediction. I'll shout you tomorrow, Cass, anyway. Don't worry.
I'm saying
no one ain't winning, bro.
I'm saying Man United are holding. Hold on. Man United are holding 4, but they're scoring 2.
I'll take that, bro. Give me some goals, man.
I'm going 4-2 Bayern Munich because I said whenever Upamecano plays, man, I guarantee 2 goals.
You'll take that, yeah?
Man, I guarantee.
You know what? You know what it is? If I just want Højlund. If Højlund starts, which I think he will, that's why he needs to be managed. I don't give a fuck about the rest of it. Just let my boy get a goal or 2. I want to see
like him, Kaz?
Bruv, do I like him? I need to see him.
Potential, man.
I need to see him. You know what it is? This is why I want Rashford on the right. Like, because I need someone to feed him, like, cross for him. This is what I wanted. I didn't want a 4-4 damn 2. Do you see his movement in the box, bruv? Feed the fucking
for
guy.
that goal that obviously was disallowed. I saw the movement forward and then pulled back to then put the ball into the net. I said, all right, say no more.
Yeah, I'm a fan
still. Cameo against Arsenal, to be fair. I liked his cameo.
Even his
cameo against Bayern, after he got taken off, bruv, it was a lots of shit, fam, because no one's pressing from the front. No one's cutting off.
So Kaz, what was your score prediction?
I think I'm gonna put down 1-1, you know, I'll be real.
1-1.
That's cautious, yeah.
Nah, I can't. I just think it's just we're gonna make it boring. Man United will make it boring, but Tuchel's football is boring, bro.
I hear that actually.
If you watch the Leverkusen game, Bayern are preferable. They are preferable.
The only reason why Bayern were able to even draw that game is they've got more quality on the pitch than a Leverkusen. So where Leverkusen played better football in that game, they were coming out and they were playing really, really well. Bayern just have better quality in certain areas of the pitch than a Bayern Leverkusen. So it's almost like quality was going to tell in the end. And that's why they were able to obviously get that draw kind of thing. But really and truly, Leverkusen should have won that game. I felt anyway, looking at that game, I felt like they should have won the game. As a whole, they were playing way better.
I like that. Who's this? The new, he's basically the new, he's the new, who's the Nigerian striker they got, bro? He's cold.
Boniface.
Yeah,
Bonnie.
Let's be honest now, yeah. If you go check the chances Boniface had and Wirtz, bruv, technically Bayern Munich, if you go for the chance actually there, they should have lost. Bayern should have lost about 4-2. But they got the. To be fair, when you think about it, see Bayer Leverkusen, they've actually got the midfield to keep it moving quick. Man United don't. Yeah. Man United don't, bro. The only way that's gonna happen is I don't even want Eric Foot tomorrow. I need Scott McTominay for the physicality and just if it's going to be a rigid formation. If it's a 4-2-3-1, I need it. Bro, I just don't understand why we got rid of Fred first. I'll be honest. It's a weird one for me.
Hey, shout out my Nigerians, man. You guys got bare strikers in your flipping team, bro.
I do agree with Andrew. Me and Andrew will agree on one thing. Thomas Tuchel is the German version of Gareth Southgate. I think he's very boring.
Awful, isn't it? It's awful, bro.
Awful. But listen, people, make sure you are subscribing. Make sure you have subscribed to obviously GTV. Make sure you subscribe to the channel Big Six Banter, or make sure you subscribe to NeverAFoul and of course Geordie Dread TV as well. Make sure I want to see some more score predictions. Also, Arsenal PSV. Let's just get some score predictions for that one as well in the chat. Arsenal PSV.
You're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate it with me, bro. If this is
I'm saying Arsenal 3-0.
Draw. It's a draw. PSV are very impressive this year. They are very impressive. Go watch how rigid they are. It's a madness, man. They got some abs. See that brother on the right hand side, whatever his name is, the Bakayoko. He's gonna. I see that they are gonna have some sauce, bro. They're gonna have a good game on their hands. I'm telling you. I think it's gonna be a closer game than man them think. You know.
I think Arsenal scrape it. Just PSV looking kind of to get me.
And he can't be pleased. Don't let me my team. I hate letting my algorithms pop a little bit just without my team being it.
This guy.
Draw.
Yeah. Arsenal scrape it, man. I
think 2-1. Yeah, I think 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah.
1-1. I'm saying 3-0 Arsenal, man. Very quick questions.
Yeah, you're not rating PSV at all now.
Yeah, quick questions. I'm not rating PSV's things though. If I get it wrong, I get it wrong, innit? But I'm just not rating PSV's thing.
I heard.
Luke Young's getting ahead of him.
What you saying 2-1, G?
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, 2-1.
And last but not least, Man City. Do you guys think Man City go invincible again and retain this Champions League? By the way, anyone think that?
They're favourable still.
Yeah, I mean, who else is better than Manchester City?
They're annoying, man.
I think Barcelona are a dark horse, but they're still preferable in the back. Pause.
I don't even think Barcelona would even be a match like that for Manchester City. I feel like Barcelona. I don't even. I love Barcelona, my team, but
they're still growing. I think standing themselves.
I can't lie. They don't even have Pedri in the lineup yet. This is the scary part. This is the scary part about it. This is the scary.
I don't even want to talk bad on Barcelona because I love them. I like Barcelona.
No, I can't stand them. Fucking Catalonia mafia, blood. Give me my Frankie De Jong, man. That's my missing piece.
Still good on about that De Jong BS. Still good on about that.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. I can't wait until I see that contract. We'll be there in 2026 when his contract runs out.
We'll be there. Yeah, break.
How old is he now? To be fair, is he like 27?
Yeah, break.
Who's young?
I don't know. That's a good shot.
Nah, I don't think.
No, we'll be there when he's available for free. Like, you know what I mean? Or last year of his contract, we'll be there.
Even just leave him alone. Listen, it's been another episode of Big Six Pants. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow, obviously talking about the Manchester United game as it happens, of course, and Arsenal as well. Make sure you go and subscribe to the channel whether you're watching this back or watching this now. There's currently 102 likes, and we had about 200 people in the house. So make sure, if you haven't liked the video already, make sure to hit that like button. It is very important. It helps boost the channel and boost the video and you know, increase the algorithms and whatnot. So make sure we're doing that. Make sure you go and subscribe to Geordie Dread TV. Make sure you go and subscribe to NeverAFoul, and make sure you go and subscribe to GTV as well. Mods, if you can smack the links in the chat. Solo, if you're in the chat, make sure if you can please put the links in the chat as we are closing out, would be amazing. Thank you very much as well. Amanda, is there anything else that you guys want to say? Big up Sophia's Football Talkers, and make sure you go subscribe to her as well. Is there anything else you guys want to say?
Just one thing before I go quickly. Yo, G, this is off topic, brother. I just see you munching ferociously for the whole of this time. We eating, bro. I'm begging. We eating, bro. No.
Sweets in it. It's always sweet.
Sweet. It's always sweet.
I say that.
I'm a sweet eater. I'm a sweet eater. Like late nights after. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
No, it's good, but it's gonna be joke still. Say that, man. Cool.
Man, obviously, of course, you can see there. Solo's put GTV's link in there, and I'm pretty sure that.
Big up Solo, man. Big up Solo.
Big up.
Thing, you know what I'm saying? And let me just big up the members, and then we'll obviously close out. I don't know why people keep beefing me over my opinions on Man United and Arsenal and Chelsea. Like the Chelsea fans try to beef me over my opinion on Chelsea. And look what Chelsea.
You know why? Because I think you got bare vim when you say these things. So people get mad when you say it, bro. You don't say it like, oh yeah, Man United, and then obviously it doesn't come across mad. But you got vim, yo.
Yeah, bro. I say it how it is, and I won't hold back.
No.
The same way.
I'm not beefing you. I'm just telling you what they say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People thought. Remember, people thought I was Klopp out because I was saying it with such vim. But I wasn't actually. I never said I was Klopp. I've never said. I
don't know. I don't know. I feel like you was there. I feel like you was there.
He was definitely there.
You guys need.
That's what I'm thinking. That's because everyone's like, you know what? Okay, just quickly on that. Yeah, it's now. Everyone's left me. Jerry, if you're watching this, man's gone to do whatever he's doing. Roms, all you man have all left, man. It just seems like now I'm the only person who's clocked out when everybody was sitting next to me on the table. But we're here now. We're here now.
I can say confidently, I was on the brink, innit? But I wasn't clocked out, bro.
It's okay.
I was like where Kaz was, where it's like, yeah, cool, this guy's a prick. But if I can't lie, if you lose in the next 2-3 games, I'm done. It was one of them ones, didn't it?
But then he was losing games, and man was still chilling, and no one was saying. Everyone waited until he went on a run. As soon as he went on a run, everyone kept quiet. Now it's like, all right, cool. I said, all right.
He's gone at the end of this season. Sorry, we all know it.
Kaz, I'm happy. If you know me, I'll be there.
We all know it.
I'll put him into the cab. You're gonna
have a saucy manager that's from the Euros or some sort.
Big up the members. Big up Aiden Andrews, T.
Gareth Southgate,
Andy. Big up Rob, Aiden Reds TV, KLFC, Edwin, Skip to My Lou, Ed, Slim Ake, Wu-Tang Gambino, Solo, and obviously Solomon, who's obviously just joined, and honestly as well. Make sure you stay on this stream and head over to Flawless, who is live right now, talking about probably some stuff to do with Manchester United or something like that. So make sure you stay over there. Big up everyone in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to NeverAFoul, GTV, and Geordie Dread TV. And make sure you subscribe to Big Six Pants as well. Let's get us to 6.6K. We're about 30-something subs away, so let's make it happen, people. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for watching. And make sure you go and watch this on the watch backs and smash the like button. Smash the like button. Take care, people, and we'll see you soon.
Big up.
Peace.
Man, really beat me.